Hey, it's Yolanda, and this is Work in Progress, episode 2. Absolutely a work in progress. And I got to check the sound yesterday, and I left it up because hopefully it's going to get better. I'm going to go to my channel here. Let me mute, and it should say that I'm live. We're going to hear a little bit of background noise here because I just want to hear the test on this. Let's see. Here's the test on this. Let's see. Oh, okay. Nope. Wait. Test on this. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, I think it's better. All right. So, work in progress. This one I'm trying to decide if I want to invest in time, energy, and money and all the resources I have for doing a podcast. So what I'm doing is when I'm working, I like to be in live spaces, and I will use it. Hey, Princess, thank you. Episode 2, yes. And I'm going to evolve this as a YouTube podcast, and I'm trying to decide if there's a visual that goes with this. And when I do a visual, I will go live. So I will, yeah, become a visual. But I'm trying to decide. I've had this YouTube channel forever, since the very early onset of YouTube, and I used it for 20 years. Episode 2. Wait, so you did episode 1 without me? Okay. Well, episode 1, I was sitting here on my phone, and I would say, let me see what's up with StreamYard. And we used to do a series on here. I like to do episodic and serial podcast, meaning it's not forever. This is something I like to kind of podcast my way through me building something. And so what I'm building now is I have pivoted. I pivoted in the pandemic and became a soap maker. And I did not want to put soap on my YouTube channel. And I did to some degree. There's some there. But because I used my channel with drybuzz.com, which was a hyper local blog with international reach, put it that way, there's a lot of content that is still there and it's evergreen and so forth. And I actually created another channel for the soap stuff. I said I'll build that out organically, but I haven't decided on who I want to reach with that. But with this, I still get periodic requests for my opinion about things and so forth. And I said I'd come on and talk about this. So there's a time in the morning when I need to come and sit in my office in the workspace here and work on some stuff. I need to see what's going on my website. I'm working on that. I can share experiences of that. I can share experiences. Well, I'm also the author of a book series about turning followers into customers. And so I said, well, you know what? I will, while I don't want to talk soap making per se, there's something in that pivot that I would like to share. And that is going from being a merchant, like being a merchant online, satisfying a digital audience, digital customers, and so forth. That's something I have done forever and consulted a number of people through that process. And now I'm at the point where I am simply taking my own advice in this thing and I say to myself, because it works so well for others, and my advice works so well for others. So what I'm going to do here, I need to, and you can follow along with me in that. And this is real time work. When I say it's work in progress, this is real time. This is me working in real time and just kind of talking through. So right now, I'm just going to share I'm going to share the video, share the live. I'm going to get that shared. I'm going to share it over here on Facebook. And let me see. I'm going to type. You can hear me typing, and I'm going to share it there. I'm also going to share it on Twitter. I also want to do a little bit of this. I really want this to resonate with those on LinkedIn. So let me see here. I'm going to do this, do that, and I don't know. Sometimes at some point I may have different guests and whatnot. Just depends on how this goes because we do have that. I'm gonna upgrade my StreamYard here. I was just checking and make sure that this was I don't know what the posting situation is. How do I even? I don't even see the button to post. Let me get this out the way. I'm actually on. There it is. Okay, so we'll get it shared. So I just shared this in a couple of places, and we'll see which platform allows it to live. And then there's all kind of other stuff. You know what? I have never shared anything to Reddit. I don't even know if I have. And the way the screen just came up on me, I'm like, no, won't be doing that because that's a whole lot of login. It's got other apps. It's got all kind of stuff. I got it. And one, I have not done any blogging since about 2019. I think 2019 is when I was just simply trying to make it to 2020 so that I could say I did a thing for 20 years. And when 2020 came, I was like, okay, release and let that go. Let that go. I felt like I was aging out of it, but then what you don't age out of anything because these are things that you carry with you throughout life. So where I am now, I could literally talk about starting soap making after 50. I could talk about doing podcasts after 50. And hell, 50 came and went so fast. I'm like, I could be talking about pre-60, okay? Um, and I like that I came up and I literally after doing yesterday's podcast and listening to it and all the things that were going wrong, I said to myself, like, okay, that's a work in progress. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's what I should call this. This is serial conversations about being a work in progress. Thinking that all of my life, that when I got to this point in life, I would have it all figured out. There would be nothing new to try. All I would have to do is put myself on autopilot and take this thing on out. Like everything. Clearly I would have enough wisdom. But then you know what? I got to this point and I realized just as difficult as it was to learn everything along the way, it is still that difficult. It is still people do share, but do we trust? Trusting. I said something the other day. I was talking about a person, and I said, the person who they were when I met them, and even though it's been all of this time, we are still those same people, right? Because and even though life and all the circumstances have done things good, both good and bad to us, furthered us along, held us up, all those things, we're still at the core who we have always been. And what I will say is, yes, that the wisdom in that is to say, is you have enough experience to know what has worked for you and what has not. I know what has worked for me. I know that in this time, I know what is not. I know that in this time, if I don't, and this is the thing, if I don't recognize that at this point, if I don't do something different, I'm always going to get the same results that I have. I want different results. I don't want to be stubborn about nothing else. I don't want to be pig-headed. I don't want to have to bulldoze my way into anything. And that's not to say that I won't. I just know that doing all of that took a toll. It took a toll on does. I don't know if with that. I don't know if it ends the video or if it restarts. Let me see what are we doing here. Oh, this is already still up. I don't know if it ends the video or it restarts. Okay, now I got echo, so we're gonna have to start. stop and restart because I don't know if that's going to. Let me see.
Okay, now I got it.
Yeah, we got echo. So, work in progress, part two, episode two, part two coming up.